So far, we're about 20 minutes into the game. There was a little bit of a mix-up with a couple of the dates and times and everything else. It's daylight savings times, folks. Don't worry. These things occasionally happen, but we're going to still be bringing you the action right here and now. So I'll keep you up to date as to what the quick changes are. So we've got TNC that are running a Doom Gyrocopter, Tiny, Elder Titan, and a Lion who just recently went down. We saw that apparently is the call from Ice Ice Ice. Some wonderful little talk going on. He's going to be playing on a Lone Druid, by the way. Also, a Dark Willow is going to be picked up for Jabs in the position 4. Dragon Knight is the pick for Mr. Mushi, a Ninja Boogie Bounty Hunter, and last but not least, Mr. Moon playing the puck. As far as the way that this game is going, you can see it's been a very topsy-turvy tumbling game. As it hasn't eclipsed a 2,000 net worth lead throughout these 20 minutes, but it's been very heavily contested. Experience-wise, a little bit of a different story, as you might expect. TNC up to 4,000 lead into their favor. So again, I'm going to be bringing you the broadcast for this one, as well as potentially the next match as well. We'll see if the originally scheduled casters are still going to be there to do the coverage, but for now at least, it's just going to be me hanging out, having a good old time. Bounty Hunter? He's going to run into Armel on the Tiny. It looks like they are going to pass each other, and well, now they drop the coil. Armel trying to throw him back and away, does not want to get caught out of position here. The rest of the heroes moving in from Mineski. It's really hard to lock down this Tiny, though, because of that status resistance. It's going to be a quick little dodge there, but the track to lift up with the Yule Scepter, and maybe a chance for a chase, as Armel is going to be ran down and killed. So this is one of the issues that you have as a Tiny. Granted, you have a lot of status resistance, but Mineski have a lot of different tools to try and break through that and actually catch this hero out. As far as the way that this game might start to turn, it's a Helm of the Dominator rush for the Lone Druid, and then he ended up going back for the Radiance onto his Spirit Bear. Kind of an interesting build. It's nifty because it means obviously you're going to get that extra little bit of damage out of the bear with the Alpha Wolf Aura as well, I believe. So gives him a little bit of extra damage, and obviously that damage just does so much to structures because of the Demolish with the Spirit Bear. Doom, Blink Dagger, Drums, has an Ogre Club in his inventory as well. Dragon Knight in the meantime has been able to pick up a Shadow Blade. And you know what, we were in such a rush I didn't even get a chance to tweet out that I was casting this game. That's fine, I'll tweet it out before the next one, because this is a best of 3. And always love to get to watch some good old-fashioned Southeast Asian dotes. Over in the jungle now, Raven. God, you got to be so careful here. This is the scary part. You've got this Dark Willow just output so much damage, and no BKB yet on Raven means he could be susceptible to getting bursted. And likewise, if they find anybody else in the jungle here, that Dark Willow just deals an immense amount of damage as Armel taking out the stack of Ancients. Still moving in Mineski. You can see that they are spotted now. This Observer Ward in the hill. Oh, this always happens to me. I get a weird little thing with the Spectator bug, and it does not want me to have F1 bound. There we go. Now we get both teams' vision. But yeah, this Sentry Ward, rather Observer Ward, making all the difference in the world. They spot out Cuckoo. Going to be able to find a D Ward there, and their Obs will stay alive for the time being. Other things to watch out for this game. Really, it's going to be this Lone Druid and what he can get done. The Helm of the Dominator, Radiance now going back for the AC. It's very much aimed at trying to just take down those buildings, keep the lanes pushed out simultaneously, and we've seen what an Ags Lone Druid can do as the game goes later and later. We saw this a little bit earlier on today too, the double Pixie Dragon strat. Moon is going to move forward. The ET Spirit goes through and maybe trying to bait something out here. They know that somebody's going to want to move in for this one, and SamH is going to take that bait. But I don't know if Mineski really feel like they can go in for a big play right there. Maybe a bit too scary with 2 heroes in the area. If it's just 1, I think that 1 is dead. But 2's a little spooky. Second sentry down, Cuckoo gets the D Ward. And now a smoke for Mineski right underneath this Observer Ward. Now, how do they react to this on TNC? They're going to run right back home immediately In the meantime, you've also got Armel that's pushing along the top lane. They know that they want to run towards mid, which means it's going to be really hard for Mineski to get any fruit from this smoke. Shadowblade and Mushi caught sight of him for the moment. They're walking forward and be able to find a catch on the Lion. It's not bad for a 4-person smoke. Like, just having to give up the Lion there.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Because I am a Dota Plus user, you can check out the damage type. Apparently, in spite of everything, it's still Dark Willow who's almost dealing the most amount of damage in that fight. That is nuts. What a hero, honestly. And now TNC, recognizing that Mineski are going to try and split up and go back to farming around the map. They're going to go for their own smoke play now and see what they can find. Apparently, important updates are pending, and we almost had a Windows update. Don't worry, folks. Not going to happen. Ninja Boogie, again, going to move out. Drop down a deep ward. Do not believe he was scouted out. And Armel might go for another Shadowblade play here in a little bit to see if they can find an opening onto somebody. Top lane, Cuckoo, ward down. Gets no hits on the Observer ward. And a haste taken away as well from the Tiny by that Bounty Hunter. Let's see now. Let's see now. I'm talking with my producer a little bit. The volume in my ear is a little bit loud. We'll leave it at that. All right. What a guy we got here. We got a whole slew of people. They're working around the clock. They're doing all the hard work. Just a lowly caster. I come in here and just yell about video games. Yeah, that sounds wonderful. Oh, what a guy. Thanks, man. All right, so let's see. 12 to 12, 26 minutes in, 1,000 gold. We got Blink, BKB, drums. Let's see, Armel's finished off the Silver Edge. And Mr. Cuckoo is getting close. I'm not really that close to his Blink Dagger, to be honest. Still a little ways away. All right. Another call for some movement, but they're underneath that ward that was just placed by the Bounty Hunter. So it's really just feeling like they kind of have to stick together and kind of play tag when they're... Like, there's so much pick-off potential that you get from this Dark Willow, right? As long as Dark Willow is off the map and not showing, it's like terrifying to play this game. 2 points in Bedlam. It's just a ridiculous amount of damage. Not to mention the Dragon Knight with the Shadow Blade, so you get a Dragon Tail into, you know, the whole Dark Willow shenanigans, and it's just going to be over. Armel in this game certainly has a lot of pick-off potential. We've actually got the Satyr Mind Stealer as well with the Mana Burn there. But I do sort of still worry about this Lone Druid and what happens as this game goes on longer and longer. You know, the Radiance, Assault Cuirass, it's going to be very difficult for TNC to fully control this guy. And we'll be getting a lot of experience. I guess the other thing, though, it's a little bit different about it is that you don't have a Hand of Midas on it. It's instead, you know, a little bit more of that earlier battle stuff. Bear gets away from that. The Earth Splitter's not going to connect, but now Mineski have a target. They're looking down bottom. They run into Sam H. There's going to be the coil right at the start. The silence. BKB comes out, though, before the Terrorize was able to hit. Now, instead, they turn around and blow up Ninja Boogie. That's a Doom onto one. Puck is out of the fight for the moment, and they're going to try and chase it down. Sam H might have gone a bit too far, though. Spirit Bear is going to start to go to work, and in the meantime, Mushi trying to deal with... They're able actually to blow him down. Ice 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 is dead. Sam H still living through this, and Mushi is kind of left in an awkward spot. They're going to be able to hit with the stun onto 3 from the Dark Willow. But the chase is going to continue, throwing down brambles to try and make the escape from Mushi possible. Ninja Boogie going to look for a pick-off possibly. Still scary. They have the dust. He's running away. Raven's still chasing, though. It's a heck of a lot of damage. He needs the track to get that extra movement speed. It was a nice play by Sam H to run away so that way they didn't get the bonus movement speed on the Bounty Hunter. But when it's all told, it's going to be another little win there for TNC, and you can see that that slight experience lead that they've been nurturing is going to be accentuated here. Level-wise, this comes to TNC probably getting into a lot of these level 20 talents before Mineski do. In the jungle, Tim's spots Moon. And that will be them backing out, as likewise Mineski are going to make that rotation towards mid, check out the Roche pit, see nobody's in there, and maybe play it safe. But yeah, this is a nice little setup here. Cuckoo's still a ways away from that blink. We did kind of run into a bit of an issue, though, for TNC in that last fight. Mineski don't really have that much damage once the BKBs come out. I mean, Lone Druid does do some amount, but it's kind of like a sketchy amount, right? It's much more aimed at blowing up buildings and such. Like, your bear can do a lot of damage, but likewise, there's a lot of control for the bear, which makes it tough. Meanwhile, the jump forward, they are going to pop the BKB there, realizing that they could have been feared into breaking the tether stun, but no, I talk about physical damage, they're able to actually just completely burn through one, and in the meantime, Dark Willow does die to the flat cannon shots, and Raven slow down for the moment, but instead they kill off another. Jabs goes down. All right. Lion is going to fall. They buy back on the Doom, want to get back into this fight. Armel able to take down Ninja Boogie. Yule Scepter lift up into anything at all? Oh, phase shift, getting away from the Doom, doesn't want to get taken down, and now Doom trying to get the Doom off, but it doesn't end up working. They take down Sam H a second time. So I believe that was a dieback from him. Well, that is not what you want to see at all if you are a TNC fan. A dieback for the Doom 31 minutes in, and just like that, after a good fight for TNC, it goes back the other way, and just how quickly they're going to be able to burn down these structures. Although I say that is actually off in the jungle farming away. Trying to get into a Vlad's. It's kind of a cool build, right? Ice Ice Ice, he has the Helm of the Dominator, one of the best auras in the game. Now is going to be going back for a Vlad's. And then you build that around a bear that's like big and tanky and, you know, deals a metric ton of damage. It's a neat build. They still don't have the greatest of answers for BKBs, but we saw there that if like the control and if TNC aren't all there at the same time, you are going to run into issues of getting bursted even through a BKB. Gem on Bounty. At least he's got it queued up, I should say. It's on the courier coming out now, I would imagine. Or maybe they passed it over to the DK. Yeah, DK is going to take it instead. He has a lot of items in his backpack. Oh my god. Remind me later. Windows. Gem is picked up now as well on Moon. And smoke time. Scotty on the gyrocopter, but he's a little ways away as Mineski are going to try and make this move. They're going to run into Armel here, and you spot him out. There's the catch. He's away from the rest of his team. He can't even TP out of this one necessarily. In some trouble here, and well, he is going to fall, it looks like. Just a ridiculous amount of damage there. 1,500 by the Dragon Knight. Fight recap showing a lot going the way of Mineski. They're moving in towards Roche now. ET Spirit is going to move forward, wait and at least threaten the stomp as they drop the Doom onto the Dragon Knight. The Terrorize to try and turn it, but both BKBs come out. These guys aren't going anywhere. The Earth Splitter comes through, connects onto two, and now not only are you losing the Dragon Knight, you lose the Lone Druid. The path to Roche is clear. Neither of these heroes have buyback to be able to come and contest for Roche. They're going to need some real magical plays if they want any kind of hope of it, but it looks like instead they're just going to feel content to push out this lane and maybe deal some damage onto this tower, or at least just get the waves in a position where they can't push off the back of this. So Aegis goes into the hands of the gyrocopter. this has made enough time come around where Cuckoo has his Blink Dagger. They're ready to go. Lone Druid still scares me, not gonna lie. It's a scary hero. But they didn't end up losing the gem in that fight. Take a look here. Oh, they had to rebound that key to something else. Also, we can check out, based upon XP, the win percentage. Oh no, they don't have it. I was trying to figure out how this thing works. Okay, TNC apparently has a little bit more than 50% chance to win. I don't know if that thing actually gives us all that much information. We'll assume that it does. So level 20 Gyrocopter has that 50 movement speed. Do you have any other level 20s that have come around? It's the orb distance and speed for the puck. Got to be careful here. Lone Druid has his, which is the rabbit attack speed. Moving towards this bottom lane and stun onto the bear. Ice 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 walks forward. Dark Willow in the middle of all of them, and he's going to throw out those brambles, trying to dodge away from it. The Fear is going to push back the Tiny into it a second time, and meanwhile, over here on the other side, they're able to catch onto Sam H. There's going to be a call down, but it's not going to catch all that many heroes. Ninja Boogie able to go invis and walk away from everybody, and Raven starting to get the damage piled up onto him. He's going to get stunned in a second here as well. A BKB to Armel looking for an opening here, but it's so hard to actually get a kill and then get out of it afterwards. They get the kill first, but can they get out afterwards? Now a lot of damage here onto the Gyrocopter. He's just dead. Sam H still hiding away in the trees. And it looks like Armel trying to escape. It was a good play there. He blinks after he walks into the trees, and that should get him out alive. So final tally ends up being 3 for 2 with the big kill Gyrocopter gone for 70. Buyback status. You only have it on the Gyrocopter right now for the Radiant team. And it does look like they're at least going to tempt this a little bit. I mean, at the end of the day, you don't really risk all that much by sending the Lone Druid up there. Or rather, the bear up there. The bear is going to go down, 300 gold, 15 seconds before a resummon. And with the TPs coming in, actually, the Lone Druid needs to be careful. Ice 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 trying to run away. Cuckoo gets eyes on him. There's the jump forward. Earthspike connects. Now a Hex to follow, and it looks like Ice 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 is going to be punished for his aggressive play down bottom. Well, TNC now putting themselves in a position to push down bottom. She walks forward, force-tapped by his team. Nicely played there, and now he's caught out and going to kill off that Elder Titan. Sam H makes the turnaround move, though, wants to get the Doom down, and is starting to kill off the Puck. Puck is going to fall. Armel just going to TP out after the fact. Meanwhile, the stun comes out onto Sam H. And we'll see if they can catch anybody else. Ninja Boogie gets in range, able to find that track. There's the blink away. And with that, I believe TNC gets out. So again, a 2-for-2 trade. This time around, though, or their 2-for-1 trade, I think the Puck going down is still worth it for TNC. I mean, it's a gold lead, but it's kind of like the position and what they're able to get out of the map with this going on. Although, actually, they can't push bottom either way, so maybe it doesn't matter. Raven farming up the enemy camp. We'll just clear out their entire woods, most likely. Got Bounty Hunter level 15, 350 health. Any other good talents that are coming up? The GPM one for Dark Willow, as well as cast range, and the max Shadow Realm damage or spell lifesteal are both pretty nifty. I think the damage is super good. Yeah, he's going for the damage. Toss back the bear. That was a resummon. It would be 90 seconds on the sideline, but the bear gets out. So Raven now building towards his butterfly. I'm curious if we're going to see an MKB here. It looks like DK wants to go for the Mjolnir first. Oh, he ended up going for the GPM talent also. So scaling into the late game will be a little bit better for Mr. Dragon Knight. Ninja Boogie looking for the team to see what's going on over there. There is a sentry ward in the area. He's going to walk right within range, but then runs away after the fact. And bottom lane, the Bear will continue his split push with the Radiance. And closer and closer to that Aghanim Scepter. It looks like Ice actually is close to having it. Only about 1,400 more gold. Oh, down bottom. It's Jabs. Has a Blink Dagger. And the gem also is not going to be found. Not going to get caught and killed. TNC don't get anything with this smoke, and instead it's going to be maybe Mineski making their own move in towards this area. They spotted them moving down. They realize that it's going to be Mineski walking up onto the high ground. They get the Doom immediately onto that Dragonite. Meanwhile, Cuckoo just going to get blown the hell up. He is out of there. And Sam H, they're thinking about chasing this one. Puck able to get the lift up with the Ewell Scepter, and Ninja Boogie running away. They don't have vision for him. He's somehow going to live off the back of that. And over here to the fight, the continued ridiculousness of this, baiting out the Terrorize. Can jump away from here if they want to with the drag, or rather the Dark Willow, but they found the Puck and going to kill it off as well. Dark Willow gets the TP out. So a really bad fight there from Mineski. Walking uphill into lack of vision and getting the DK doomed right off the bat was really tough.
Radiant's top tower
So nicely played by TNC. And again, all set up by the good vision. I mean, normally you pick this bounty hunter because you want him to be able to, you know, give you a vision advantage, but it's not proven to really be the case this time around. Tim's looking for the stomp. And they're just going to back out now. So they threaten for high ground. The ET comes in. They still can't deal with the Bear. And now with the triple catapult as well as the Bear here, this might just be a lane of racks if they're not careful. And off on the other side, it's hard for them to TP away because they might end up getting those TPs canceled. Bear starting to die. And it looks like it indeed is going to fall as they just drop absolutely everything on us. It just keeps on hitting away at that range barracks. Did he have that done? Yeah, it's an Aghanim's done for Ice. Bear resummon, nothing of value lost.
Radiant's bottom shrine is under attack.
Raven Butterfly. Maybe into the Satanic next. Seems reasonable.
Radiant's bottom shrine is under attack.
Sam H now running into Ninja Boogie. This is going to be a lot of vision, a lot of damage. They got this man caught, and Dark Will on top of him. He is gone. Stomp. Next on the Ninja Boogie. They buy back now. They want to get into this fight. Able to find him. There's going to be the BKB already out from Mushi, and Sam H. He popped his own BKB. 4 BKBs simultaneously, and is the DK going to be able to do enough damage? I don't think so. He's going to decide to run away now. And no extra vision means that they will get away with murder to some extent. They lose the bounty hunter there, but I think they're perfectly fine with that. Be careful here. Blink away. And Moon is out. Extra range on that orb means it's hard to chase. So a buyback from the Doom. It's on cooldown for a little while. For the cost of a bounty hunter, and it looks like a Dark Willow died too. I might have missed that kill. Mid lane, can't find the puck. And in towards Roche. Now, are we going to see any type of contention here? This is just so difficult to make that play, and yeah, they take it too quickly. Lots of damage very quickly. She's also now picked up as the Aegis is on Gyro. And Raven getting set to do another classic carry. TNC. It's level 25, 3 homing missile charges. Any other level 25s online? The Tiny has his, the 3 toss charges, which is pretty ridiculous, I must say. Doom is going to get towards that 100% cleave that you never, ever, ever, ever take. I'm sure it's going to be the plus 3% Infernal Blade damage, which is actually a lot. And the coil now going to connect on the Sam H. Speaking of which, he breaks the coil, which means a very long duration stun. And now still chasing. They managed to find the stun after the BKB. Raven thinking about jumping forward into all of this. This is a bit of a bold move, but he might be able to take down that lone Druid. Ice is going to fall. And in the meantime, they just completely destroy Cuckoo yet again. No extra forms of disable, and Gyro was down. Can they continue this spree, though, and they get the Terrify. It's off to the side, and now they're going to lose the gyro because of it. The long duration's done. Earth Splitter out. He tries to toss him, but he gets pulled back in again. Almost able to find this kill. Everybody's getting tossed in the air. Gems on the ground, and Dark Willow apparently is not broken enough because Armel just wiped the floor with them. All those tosses. Oh, and we're in Dota TV. We'll turn off spectator chat. Everybody apparently made money off of that one. But I think the big winners in that have got to be TNC. We do end up with buybacks now. You take a look at the status. They have 3 more on the side of the Dire if they decide to use them, but hoping to get away with just the Lone Druid buyback. It's kind of nuts that this is, what, 40 minutes, almost 50 minutes into this game, and it's only ever been at most a 3,000 net worth lead. These two teams very, very evenly matched. TNC has been ahead in terms of experience, and we're starting to see that become more and more of a problem as they inhabit the top of these 25 talents. You look at somebody like Elder Titan, he gets towards the -75 second Earth Splitter cooldown. That goes down to 25-second cooldown. You can use it multiple times in a fight. It's kind of insane, actually. Dragon Knights, his is the +40 strength. 4,000 HP right now on this guy. Very, very nice. Hex is there for the puck. You'd love to be able to get into that GPM talent, but still a little ways away.
Radiant's top shrine is under attack.
So Sam H now going for a halberd, it looks like. That can make a big difference against the Dragon Knight. We've seen just how much damage this DK can output. I mean, the 40 strength is a lot of extra damage too. Dealing about 300 a right click, and that's splash damage. It's actually just a monster. All right, but the movement forward now, looking for it. They're able to catch the Hex onto one Cuckoo, looking for the follow-up initiation. Constant force halves, keeping Bounty Hunter alive, and Armel looking for that opening. Now, can they actually get there? It's not worth it to dive to the tier 2s, at least for now. A bit too scary. Should turn that off as well. Get out. And while this is all going on, Lone Druid Spirit Bear pushes the top lane out. It's going for a BKB next. That's something else to talk about. Lone Druid's talent build, he didn't go the Battlecry cooldown, which means that that Battlecry grants spell immunity a little bit less effective than it would be otherwise.
Radiant's top shrine has fallen.
Of course, that doesn't really end up playing into its effect until a little bit later on. I think you still definitely take that over the Entangle cooldown. Entangle cooldown is like garbage. And, well, speaking of garbage, that's Gyrocopter's life right now. He's in trouble. He's going to end up going down here. Can't get the cheese off, and Gyro is dead. He does have buyback. Looking at the statuses right now, he might end up having to use it as they've been able to catch now onto the Tiny and try and chase. Does buyback now, looking for the stomp. It's not going to connect onto anybody as Mineski forced the buyback, comfortable with that to back out for now. And you talk about the way that this hero ends up working. The Cursed Crown can be such a devastating stun in these team fights. Gotta watch for that. So tier 2 tower, dead across the board right now for the Radiant. Take a look at the Dire. They still hold on to one of their own. And there's been pretty significant damage to the tier 3 tower in the mid lane. TNC, with the Gyrocopter buyback, it's a little bit harder for them to take this fight in. Or rather, a little bit harder for him to get into that next set of items. He's fallen behind the other heroes. You look at it, Armel's really the real carry in this game. Currently has 28,000 net worth, but 6,000 of that is in his inventory. As far as what Tiny needs, it kind of feels like it might be more effective, honestly, to just give like the Gyro a moon shard or something. Try and get our Raven a little bit more farm. Double toss. Get out of here. Well, Spirit Vessel is there for Ninja Boogie. And Armel, are they going to find him in the trees here? don't quite spot him out. God, if they knew, that'd be such a big pickoff. But it looks like we're again going to have a bit of a wait before the next Roche. The plus side right now, if you're TNC, is that because Gyrocopter got picked off so quickly, they were able to get a cheese onto him first. Or rather, keep the cheese on him. And TNC now looking for a fight. Who are they going to run into? Bounty Hunter maybe going to be the one that ends up breaking it as Tim's runs into him. This is going to mean they're going to try and collapse in on this side, and they might have to fight upstairs into high ground instead. They're able to catch onto the puck. He's just going to get blown up. They don't have any way to stop this. He's gone. And now maybe going to look for more. Dark Will able to run away. They buy back into the game for the puck. They lift up the Ninja Boogie Bounty as well, and he is going to drop here as on the other side, DK able to catch out one and try and bring him down, but Cuckoo makes the escape. They can't run him down. They don't even hit the orb onto him either. He's over there caught onto the side, but there's so much energy expended for a Lion while the rest of the team just gets destroyed. They get the Semifinals, but the double missile onto him, and Cuckoo somehow, some way is still living. What a freaking dude. He's going to be looking for the Hex. They come out the side of it. Oh my God, Cuckoo God. He just baited the entire team to chase after him, and nobody dies. 5 dead from Mineski. All of TNC is healthy. That was something else. And you can understand the desire to try and, go for that type of a play, but it just didn't end up working out. The one quote-unquote hero that's still alive is going to be this bear, and that's going to at least put some pressure on the rest of TNC to come and deal with this. You don't want to try and out-rat a bear, who, by the way, is taking down that tower, and this is one lane that's probably going to be gone unless TNC really go for the all-in. But there's a tier 2 tower in the bottom lane, so if they're really going to go for this, yeah, they're going to need to keep Armel there. Buyback status right now for the rest of them. Yeah, they're just going for the all-in. They're going to need to buy back right now on the Dark Willow and the DK. They know that they need to push this down and try and stop the pressure that's coming. The bear is already back home now. Sam H looking to try and force everybody away as Raven continues to hit. Now, this is the scary part for TNC. I don't know if they need to fully commit to this. If they end up overextending and overstaying their welcome, they still don't have Armel here. All right, now he's going to be able to bots in. And I think it's an okay move to try and go for the all-in, but with Lone Druid back up shortly, Spirit Bear still there, I think it's a little bit too scary. And the indecision right now from TNC is sort of being shown. They're going to jump forward, be able to find and blow up Ninja Boogie. This could end up still working out for them. 35 seconds on the sideline with this puck. And if they play their cards right, they can keep this pressure going, take down 2 lanes of barracks, and then back up. But I think that the hopes of going for an all-in play at this point are maybe a little bit gone. Bear is still there. Lone Druid has another resummon too, so yeah, they're going to back out. But it was a really good play from TNC. If they don't make that all-in for the tier 4s and at least threaten it, Spirit Bear can just sort of split them out and just go to town on these barracks. So they force that one back. They don't end up ending the game, but they at least put themselves in a firm advantage. And now look at the graph swing. This isn't even fully caught up yet. It's 14,000 net worth lead for TNC. All of these heroes just so stacked up right now in terms of their net worth. It's going to be a hard ask for Mineski to win this, but we've seen crazier things with the Lone Druid being there. So buyback status as TNC ready to make their move yet again. Roche back up in 10 seconds if they wanted to instead retreat for that. Looks like it's about the middle of the road respawn time. MKB is going to be the pickup for the Lone Druid, and well, he gets re-summoned back towards his master. Lincoln Sphere is the thought for Cuckoo. Thinks he's still playing core. It's crazy. Look at this guy. He's running at the... What is he doing? He has nobody nearby, and he's running to right-click Mushi. Like, what? Maybe he's going for the rune deny. I don't know. But Cuckoo's crazy. You gotta love this guy, though. He was playing mid. I think he was my favorite player in all of Dota just because you never knew what you were going to get with him. Oh, he's looking for the opening now. He has 4 staff up in a second. Can chase down if he wants to go for this, but he'd be running into absolutely everybody. I'm thinking about it. Oh, they want to make this play. It's a bit scary, though. You don't want to throw away this type of a lead that you've been able to build. TNC going to play the safer route. Spirit moving in right now, the Astral Spirit from the Elder Titan, while bottom lane, Mushi is going to be pressuring this out with the Spirit Bear. They want to try and maybe even force, like, it's always that tense moment, and as Ice, he's going to have to make a lot of decisions very quickly. Does he want to go all in for like a tier 4 rush with the Spirit Bear? Does he need to go for the barracks? It depends a lot upon like the positioning of TNC. Because if TNC are going in and trying to take down these barracks, you kind of have to force the tier 4s, because otherwise you're just trading barracks and then you lose the game anyways. You have to use the bear as that constant threat of like ending the game, because you can't just do it that quickly, especially with this MKB now. Extra attack speed, extra damage. Bottom lane, TNC going to push this out and try and take a tier 2 tower. Smoke up. They have a relic. Dragon Knight looking to finish off a rapier. Oh my god, it's like they know. Tim's just throws out that spurt. He's like, yeah, I know what you guys are doing, but they're still walking uphill. Maybe looking for an opening here. They could have blinked in for that one. Doesn't want to do it. Bit too scary, and TNC back out. But if Mushi gets this rapier, only 200 gold away, this could be a game turner. Oh, walking forward. They have vision. They see Armel there. It's so scary. This is just such a scary position to be in right now. They're chasing for Mushi. He turns it back around. He wants to take the fight, but he gets hexed. He's trying to walk away from the terrorize. It's only at a 2, but they get the Doom onto the DK. Now chasing further for more. They get stunned on that Doom because of the snap of the coil. Now running away again. Eul Scepter lifts him up so that way they can get away with the puck. And the Lion dead. Gem on the ground. So that works out okay. They did use the Dragon Knight form though. Although they want to take this fight now. They want to take it while his rapier is up and while they're able to go in with the dragon form. God, it's so scary though. They only have a little bit of extra duration on it right now. If they can go in for it, they're going to be able to find the stun. No, it's just off the mark. They don't do enough damage yet. BKB is out, but he's doomed up. He needs to turn and try and fight this, but it's so scary to fight into it anyways. The Dark Willow is keeping the rest of them away from the fight. BKB is popped from Ice, and Cuckoo's still chasing. Oh, this is looking like it could be bad. They get away with everybody, but the problem is that they're not going to have the Dragon Knight form to defend against this now. Even with the Rapier, it's not good enough. It's not good enough. The chase, they can't do it anymore. And now there's a long duration, 50 seconds, where they have to hold off against TNC. Although with Doom down, and I honestly think it might be worth it still to go for TNC. They feel comfortable with their late game potential. They're not going to try for it. So let's take a look at hero levels now. Pretty much everybody is up there at the max. They've got that Earth Splitter cooldown we were talking about. The Doom went for the Infernal Blade damage. It's a lot of damage. You look at it, 8% max HP as damage over 4 seconds. So it brings somebody down to half HP with that ability. Puck, though, is going to be getting into that GPM, so going to start to get into the items very quickly. Can start giving out moon shards, things like that. Spooky. And I said the BKB, but it's actually the Battlecry granting spell immunity. Because he didn't end up going for that cooldown reduction on the Battlecry, it does mean that things are a little bit off there. It's not quite as much effectiveness as you normally would get out of that, depending upon the skill. But I know that some pros definitely still go for the attack speed. Like, it's so good. I don't know why I clicked on him to try and check out the attack speed doll, but 40 rabbit attack speed, plus 40 rather, is kind of ridiculous. It's like a mini alacrity. Okay. Net worth, not really the most important at this point. Really, it's about buybacks. It's about building damage. With 2 sets of racks exposed, you'd think that the Lone Druid would be able to maybe get more done, but it's a hard game to do it. They have a lot of wave clear as well. Buybacks right now, 5 minutes until the Lions is back online. We've got no buyback on the Dark Willow because of timing as well. Dragon Knights is about to be off cooldown. But this next Roche is going to be very, very important. Obviously, you want to keep your eyes on that refresher orb that's going to be out there. Puck is usually a good candidate for it. It actually has a refresher orb. I said orb, I meant shard. But it could sometimes be worth it also to have a secondary Dragon Knight form, especially since he has a rapier. But with DK form back online and a refresher on Puck, just going to be creating Venn diagrams of pain. Smoke now. That is a Lotus on the Elder Titan as well. They know where these heroes are at. They're trying to walk forward for this. You go up high ground, it's a scary thing to do, especially with Puck right there right at the start. Able to get phase shift off now. They're just going to come out of this with the coil. It's pretty nice, but they have the Hex there already. Now they're in the trouble, though, because Mushi is walking forward. They're trying to deal the damage, and Gyro is actually able to out-defuse him for a second. It looks like they don't want to try and walk forward for this. Lone Druid and the Bear stuck for the moment. The missile is on him. With Lion already dead and the buyback from the Puck, they want to try and take this one down. As they're able to catch onto one, that's a big kill there. ET goes down. That's 2 gems on the deck. So 2 gems are picked up now as Dark Willow chasing and able to force back the BKB of Sam H. And there's the secondary coil. It breaks. It's a long duration stun. The silence to follow. They've got the rocket on him, but won't chase any further. Off here to the side, Armel is going to TP away. And that fight won by the Dire, but it did cost them a buyback. The Puck buying back there, it's scary. All right, bottom lane. The Wild Ring Ripper, giving all those heroes that extra little bit of armor. Toughness Aura, eat your heart out. Doesn't help you against the call down, though. It's a lot of damage. And now, with no buybacks on the ET or the Lion, not normally heroes, you know, the supports that you're that worried about, but in this game, the Earth Splitter, the Stomp, these are all very important controlling items, and if they're not careful with Battle Cry coming out now, the Bear going to start to eat away at this tower, or rather at these barracks. This is feeling very scary. MKB picked up for the DK now as well. He's got all of these attack speed and damage items. 20 seconds still left before the ET is back up, as well as this Lion. And honestly, Mushi isn't even here with the rest of his team. He's right picking up runes. All right, but it's actually a pretty value rune picking up the Arcane, but him showing that he's not there maybe means that TNC is capable of walking forward for this. They're thinking about taking this fight because they saw that he was there. Maybe it was all an elaborate bait, though, because they've already been able to find the coil now onto Sam H, a long duration stun. Mushi running forward. He has that Arcane rune, is going to pop the Dragon form now, jumps forward, looks for the fight, trying to chase it, but he didn't pop his BKB. He ends up getting control of these Hex. He's not dealing the damage that they need him to. It comes out a second time now, and he's starting to deal those right clicks. Is it going to be enough, though? As they start to burn through Sam H, they lose the Dragon Knight Rapier, and now it's on the Gyrocopter Raven. They don't have buyback on any of their heroes. Why did they go in? What? Oh, no. Oh, God. Please, no. There wasn't a BKB. Now the Dark Willow's caught. Oh, TNC are going to do this. None of them have buyback. Look at this. It's 60 gold away. Oh, God. They're all so close. If they would have done so many different things, that doesn't happen. If they hit the building so they get gold for the racks, and now Ancient Exposed, this game is over. TNC are going to take the win over Mineski, and they are shocked. They can't believe it. Like, they were behind. There's no question about it. They were so far behind, but you don't need to lose the game like that. Oh, man. TNC, take one away. Ladies and gentlemen. And that's going to do it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed the broadcast. We're going to go actually into the real game, and I'll be casting it, I believe, next time. I'll have to wait and hear from my producer in a second. But again, hope that you guys enjoyed the broadcast. We're going to move on to the next one. The winner of this faces off against Fnatic in our next series. So stay tuned, everybody. More from the StarLadder qualifiers right after this.